Warrington with a nice left hook of his own.
If Warrington can strike that foot on the outside, if he lands with the right hand, just double the same shot there. Don't go with the left hook, just bang bang with the same right hand.
So this is no man's land this for Josh Warrington. He needs to get close. At this sort of range, you favour Wood, didn't he? Lands those nice straight shots to head and body that finishes with nice hooks.
Loose and languid, lethal Wood. Warrington there with a jab and still full of belief and swagger here. Blood from the nose of Wood and marked up by that right eye. Warrington just doubting his own nose.
Yeah, it's not affecting the vision though, is it, that eye from Wood?
And there's a cut on the bridge of the nose of Josh Warrington.
Two big shots again. Oh, lovely shot again there from Wood.
He finishes so well, didn't he, with a combination with that right hook upstairs.
They're making Warrington miss as well.
I think he's watched well in this round, Wood. To stop Warrington from doing anything.
And it's almost like he's using Warrington's intensity against him. He's letting him really rev up, he's just popping him, and every time he comes over the front foot, he's negating the energy, he's closing the gap.
He does lift his chin up, doesn't he? There's always a danger there of Warrington to throw that right hand over the top.
And when Josh does keep his feet with him, he is finding him there often enough, but too often he's throwing shots from here with full punches by the edge of range.
Good combination from Wood, who again looks relaxed after Warrington maybe had a better fifth. This is good from the Nottingham man, and Warrington looks frustrated as though he's trying to remember the old moves and it's not quite there.
Yeah, he's got to be sharper with his feet, Josh Warrington. This has been a really good round for me, from Wood.
Again, it all stems from just having your hands low enough to know the wheel was coming for Warrington. I think it's really thrown in here.
And there's a confidence and a sure look about Wood as he gets to the halfway point.
Great tactics from his dad shown in the corner. Let him throw, then throw with him. Stop trying to go before and getting countered or picked before. As soon as he throws, go with him.
Two wonderful warriors over the years, Wood and Josh Warrington, and it's a shutout on Cole's unofficial card and on Tony's as well. Kev Parker just in front of us, Kieran McCann, Victor Lachlan, the three judges. Mark Bates controlling things in the middle of the ring, and it's Wood who looks the more assured. And this round, Darren, last time, he found the punches.
It was. What finishing was right at the very end of the round. But like see from Josh Warrington, when Wood's in the orthodox stances, just a quick double jab to the body, then throw that big right hand over the top.
He's been cracked from side to side here, Barry.
He can't find that entry point. What Josh Warrington, that's the issue here. Again, instead of throwing the hands down, I don't repeat myself, but it's true. You can't find the entry point. In the last contest, there was a gap between the two gloves, and he aimed for that, and he was direct. Now he's going to find that, and I think what Sonny said, is stunt the shot. You always got to meet the punch before it comes out, and block it with the forehands, and then fire.
Some of the Leeds fans are silent to our right.
Well, it's a polar opposite start from their man this time than it was last time. I have been way up going into the round, this round where he got stopped last time. This time Lee's done a much better job of just making sure that he easily ascends to scoring. I think, you know, bending in front and behind us a bit every round. I think he can make an argument maybe for one round for Josh, but probably no more than that. Both fighters ran good there though.
Do you know what? I think distance control's been very, very good from Wood, and that's helped him massively this time round. He's managed to get the short shots off, working the body with the straight shots, and finding that uppercut, which I do still think he could use more of. And I just need to see more urgency from Josh Warrington.
And you know, that goes back to the Winterman days. That's where the hands are low. All that, you know, control the distance, control the pace. With their hands low, make them second guess everything they do.
Yeah, spent a lot of time, didn't he, in Sheffield before he joined Dave Cole, and Ben Davidson, who got his power going, but he's been everywhere, Wood, and he's added something each time. And right for Warrington was a good shot at the same time where he came apart in Sheffield 28 months ago. But Wood, remember, has that power, has that equaliser.
He's trying to be a bit more thoughtful here, Warrington. Rather than throw the combinations that we all think he should do, he's actually trying to pick his shots and be more economical here.
And I think that's because he knows he can be hurt. If he's reckless, he knows that Wood carries the power from that first fight to close the show.
Oh, good shot by Josh. talking about that angle style, Lee doing a very good job of constantly having his feet underneath him, and every time Josh is coming to the edge of range, just popping and meeting him with the shot, and it's caused him a lot of difficulty because
He was stopped last time by Lee Wood. What are you saying to Warrington now, Darren, in that corner? Because he's away behind.
Yeah, sharpen up, a bit more busy with your work. More positivity on the front foot, which we're seeing here, but generally, I've probably done well in that last round. Picked his moments well, wasn't reckless as we said, can't afford to be. But still, that seems up it ever so slightly.
And I think you'd want Warrington to draw the lead off Lee on his goal. But the problem is, when you've got such a reputation as a devastating puncher like Wood, you're going to be a little bit reluctant to at times and to pull the trigger when maybe you need to. And I think he's just finding the in and out a little bit more regular consistency. And that's why he's winning this fight so far for me, Lee Wood.
And maybe if Warren just gets a little bit on the balls of his feet, just get a little bumps to his step. And that'll make him harder to read for Wood the timing, and also give him more impetus to just get a bit more acceleration to get closer to the target.
And maybe just take a little bit off the punches. He's winning them in and constantly with such intensity that they're becoming a little bit easy to read.
And you know, it's like over front footed to then all of a sudden accelerating to get on the balls. It's more difficult, isn't it? If you get a bit of a confidence on rhythm, then you can sort of smooth, even more smooth when you got forward.
And you can see Wood just constantly taking the steps, constantly coming around the target, constantly creating a different angle. And he's always going on his favourite side. He's going onto his backhand, and he's popping the jab to keep the space.
Yeah, those backhands whipped downstairs from Lee Wood. There's just money in the bank. Josh Warrington having to settle here as the atmosphere just cranks up again. Crucial sort of championship rounds. There's not a title on the line. It's all for pride. It's all for that W. Is it repeat or revenge? At the moment, it's looking like Wood again.
Let's not forget their careers are on the line here. Huge. Just trying to walk Josh Warrington onto something here, Lee Wood.
There's popularity with even when they're getting close, he's having just a tie, Warrington, they want to do all the wrestling, anything that's happening.
And you can tell it's frustrating him because he's using a lot of effort to get that close, and then he's getting hold of it.
You guys didn't go deep into your 30s, but is it just a case that sometimes the body's just not there? It doesn't react. I remember David Hayes saying in that second Tony Benny fight, he wanted to do it, couldn't see the punches coming. It just,
I didn't even make it to my 30s. I was coming 28.
you might come again.
But I'm 25 if it's a competition. I mean, I think for them, your mind's telling your body things you can't do anymore. So you might not know what to do, and you say do it, and then if you are, the reaction's just a little second too slow.
Spatial awareness here has been very, very impressive from Lee Wood. When he's on the back foot, watch, he very rarely touches the ropes.
They've trained long and hard, and there's been a glow to Lee Wood all week.
It's a confident corner there, isn't it? Very relaxed, calm.
The jab there for Warrington. I mean, you can't call him out again. You can't call him out Warrington, but his tenacity alone will always keep him in a fight.
He's had so many 12-rounders, and there's just a little bit of a spark here from Warrington.
If you slow down, I mean, if you slow down, he'll take advantage of that. But at the minute, Wood's he's dictated the pace. He still looks like he's got plenty of energy. He knows where he is. His timing is still very, very good. And so good shot.
I do think Warrington hits a lot harder than his record suggests. I think the problem is he throws a similar intensity all the way throughout, so it's hard to sort of catch him by surprise or keep the reserves where you can sort of let the shot go.
He used to the same with the shot, can't he?
Yeah, he doesn't really catch his opponent cold because for the first second it's that same sort of him coming out with a shot.
But he's not rocketing the punches in like he did against Rendell Monroe, Kiko Martinez, Lee Selby, Carl Frampton, Josh Warrington. Not what he was, but still as determined, as courageous, and he so wants revenge here. Is he running out of time?
And you know what? I think it's a big part of this is Lee Wood stopping him from being able to mount an attack.
And And if I'm honest, I think Josh actually looks closer to probably his prime days than Leewood does right now. But I think because of it, Lee is picking his moments and boxing to discipline and the tactics from Ben Davison, Lee Wiley, Barry Smith, and it's really working.
Sensible at 37 at this stage.
100%. You don't want to be caught up too much in a firefight, especially not when that's Warrington's tactic to try and win the fight, to force the fight.
Well, we said that earlier on, about when you're older, controlling the pace is more important than when you're younger, because you don't want to be boxing at someone else's pace. They'll empty the tank dramatically. I mean, but what you guys mentioned there about, I think the fact that his hands are low, and he's just making one of them really struggle with pulling the trigger.
Oh, that's probably me that said that now. It sounded like a good point.
It was 100% me. There's a nice left hand there from Wood. Good feint, again just stopping Warrington from working.
Yeah, Warrington light on his toes though, and blood from the nose of Leewood. Just getting sloppy there, the Nottingham fighter.
And Wood at no point has put his hands up. His hands stay down, he throws his punches, and then he either gets out or closes the gap. Very rarely has his hands come above up to shoulder level, I think, through this fight.
I think the space awareness is so impressive from Leewood. Never, unless he's pushed back to the ropes, he won't navigate too closely to the rope. That's really smart boxing.
So he's got his hands low. When they come together, he's going under his armpits and controlling the limbs that way. If he's got his hands up, he's got to go over his shoulders against a smaller target.
Inside the last three of this 12-round rematch between Josh Warrington and Lee Wood. Wood in a handy lead.
Yeah, look, do you know what? There was a moment ago, he just landed a nice straight right to the body, Josh Warrington. He's got to then bring the feet in again and throw the same shot upstairs for me.
See that
Two-phase attack.
Yeah, when he comes in with that jab, he's got to bring his feet a little bit closer and throw the same punch again. Double up on any, you have the punch, double up the same punch. Because you won't expect that. Then when you're close, then you can work away. And I also think that Warrington's got to go up or down and up or the other way. He's got to change it like that constantly.
Just like Lee's been doing. He's touching up, going down. He's going through the middle, around the side. He's constantly giving him two different angles to defend. And I think Josh is headhunting and coming forward and trying to take the chin off because it seems right in front of him, wide open. He's almost going for it all fight.
And that's what low hand does to you, isn't it? It makes you go. You forget about the body.
60 victories between these two former two-time world champions. They owe us nothing, and they're still going, and Warrington's trying desperately to remember what he once had, which was brilliant, which took him so far. And the Leeds fans just want something to cheer about, but at the moment, it looks like the Nottingham faithful will go home happy.
Tell you what, he's really struggled with the southpaw stance of Leewood this evening, Josh Warrington. He's just struggled to get that jab into play, which is usually the case with an orthodox. He's in there with a southpaw.
Well, Barry mentioned it earlier, about that time at the Winkerman, they box both ways, they switch him a lot, and he's gone back almost to his former life, hasn't he?
But I think that is what the guys have been alluding to, is to control the distance, control the pace, by making the guy second guess his attacks, make sure he's double short before he lets him go. But you think he's being set up. When you slow a guy down and you put an extra thought process in his brain, you're allowed to operate free will almost.
And it's almost reminiscent of Kell Brook in his heydays. He's constantly just adjusting his feet, little bit by little bit. He's not loading up, but he's always meeting you at the shot. He's always beating you to the touch, and then he's finding a nice clean shot around it. So it keeps the scorecards in your favour, but then you're also probably doing the damage because you're hiding the shot to land it.
And it makes you look on a panic. The one of them hasn't panicked yet because he won't, but he's made a different step.
Go right back in training, by the way, from an exhibition in Dubai for the Ricky Hatton Foundation in April, and who knows, maybe there will be a comeback. Hasn't been seen in the ring since Amir Khan. He was so good that night. Let's see. These two old warriors, they really are now at 37 and 35.
And with that, becomes the punches on the back of the head comes in, he makes you uncomfortable automatically. And Woods negated all that.
I'll tell you what, I feel like there's still some drama left to happen in this fight. I still feel there's a big moment for either in this contest.
And Warrington needs to get his feet there before he starts letting his hands go. But it is so hard with that consistent step that Lee Wood's going with. He's constantly adjusting around that left side. Constantly. He's not staying in the same place for any amount of time. Even though he's not moving loads, he's not bouncing around the ring or running away. He's got a constant flow to his step. And I think that's probably been the biggest thing that struggled, that Josh Warrington has struggled with tonight.
Constant flow. Awareness, as Darren was saying, and I think a more relaxed, comfortable boxing performance from Lee Wood tonight. He's been tense, Josh Warrington trying ever so hard to get close and in and out, but when the combinations are not sort of rattling or flowing like they once were, it must be really hard.
Again, it's the footwork of Lee Wood, it's the way he's controlled the space. Look at that again, just take a couple of steps back to centre ring, and it's been so impressive. And I think that's nullified the work, the threat of Josh Warrington.
And you know, it's good to see Barry Smith back in the corner as well. And Monaco, the morning of the platform at Conor Walker fight, he fell down one step and broke his leg.
He left foot there from Warrington. I tell you what, Warrington's shown a great chin tonight. A fantastic chin. He takes a really good look at that. And we won't go through him.
You're absolutely right. Great to see Barry back. There's no more excited man in the corner. But the corner of the Leeds Warrior are looking really worried, and just as though they're watching a spectacle that's tough for them. Lee Wood still looks like he can do this another few rounds. Beautiful movement.
He's been busier, hasn't he? A lot more busier than he was in that first fight. He's maintained it, sustained it. Coming to the last minute of the 11th round, he's looking strong and fit. Listen to this crowd.
I know we've given a lot of rounds, we've chalked him off to Lee Wood, but is there an argument in some of the rounds for the aggression, the front foot of Warrington, or maybe, but he's still landing some clean shots? That was a good body shot there from Lee Wood.
But he's taking too many punches.
It's the point. It's the point. I agree.
I tell you what he is, Warrington. He's too tender that his hands go with conviction because he's been caught early, I think. Like that, he knows that's coming.
Because he's not really been there.
And I'm just not sure it's there for Josh Warrington, and the body put his gloves down, didn't he? After that defeat at Wembley Stadium, as though that was it. He's come back, he's given it a real go. He's got himself in a tip-top shape, but Lee Wood's just been a move ahead tonight. Maybe one or two of the rounds are closer. A couple for Warrington maybe, but Wood definitively training camp, and he's boxed to order. And the Wood corner getting the crowd up. He's 3 minutes away from repeat, from a Wood victory again, and a victory he's so praised at this late stage in his career. Maybe there is the dream still of fighting at Nottingham Forest. Maybe he'll call it a day. But if he calls it a day on this sort of performance, he can go out with his head really high.
I think this is the best he's boxed in about 3 or 4 years. Don't get me wrong, he's knocked out a lot of the opposition when he's won. But before that, he's probably been losing every single fight. I think he's controlled it from start to finish, and I think it's been really good tonight.
They talk about the video analysis that they do, Lee Wiley, Ben Davison, Barry, etc. You can see they've studied Josh Warrington, and he's boxed to an absolute perfect game plan.
And totally different on the first. I mean, not just a little bit different, not a little adjustment, totally different.
Right in there, corner now, back down to the middle. I think these body shots have been good tonight from Lee Wood. He's really been at ease with his boxing and disciplined. And the movement around has frustrated Warrington, who's put as good a shift in as he always does. It just hasn't worked for him.
I think Warrington's done all he could do. Within the round, he's not getting hurt, and not unraveling. He's trying to stay safe and be aggressive, but just couldn't get the next right.
And I think Wood's been great. No ego when going for the clinches. He's just negating Josh Warrington's range, negating his position to start trying to score some of his own punches. He's popping him at this distance, and the moment it comes too close, he negates it, goes toward body to body, and then Josh can't do anything from that position.
He's using it for even a man with his experience. There would have been a lot of self-doubt that we're only human, coming off a damaging defeat against Kakachi. there would have been a lot of questions he would have been asking himself.
Like Kakashi, one of the best at this weight in the whole world, and he's proven it. He's proven it again and again.
Against Dickens in a few weeks' time. Warrington still trying desperately hard. 45 seconds to go. And I think Leewood hasn't looked for the knockout tonight. He's boxed